This is Bruce Boudreau, and it's time for Clay's Canucks commentary live. Let's go with Clay right now.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Thursday night, March the 16th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. The win streak is over at 5 games. I will break it all down. We'll talk about the ramifications throughout the league, talk a bit about tonight's game, and then, of course, I'll leave plenty of time for all of your questions and comments. So as we get started, moderators, thank you in advance. Do what you need to do. We have members, legends, franchise, Hall of Fame members. Thanks to all of you for your support, and everyone else, no matter where you're watching from, whether you're in my beautiful neighborhood of Steveston, in Richmond, in the city, in the Lower Mainland, in the province, country, continent, or around the world. Thank you for being here. You know that I don't take you for granted. You know that you could be watching anyone else, doing anything else. You know that I know that you could be getting ready for work, school, or bed, or maybe all three. But the fact that you are here, I always appreciate you, and I never take you for granted. So as we get going, subscribe so you can get active in the chat section, and so you get my videos every day. Like this video. There are 26 of you in here. Not bad. I think hopefully that will build up as we go, but only 8 likes tonight. So let's get those likes up to match at least 50%. You guys know I like that quota. Also, I want to invite you to leave a donation, get the donation train out of the station. You can gift memberships. You can become a member. You can upgrade your membership. Listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review as well. And I'll go for the first 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll throw it over to all of you. But don't wait for me. Continue talking in the chat to each other. And before I get going, I want to give a special shout out to a great young man who I've had a chance to meet at some of my meetups. I bowl with his mother's workmate. So Jaden, from Stephanie, me, and the entire Clay's Canucks commentary crew, happy 21st birthday to Jaden. I appreciate your loyalty. I appreciate you always watching these videos, making the time to chat with me, and come seek me out anytime you're at Monkey 9 or at Lucky 9. So once again, Jaden, happy 21st birthday. Let's talk about this game. The Canucks have indeed had their 5-game winning streak snapped. That's tough to say. 5-game winning streak snapped. Feel like I'm going to swear or say something inappropriate in there, but I made it through. And before we get to that, Carol uses her membership message, 17 months, Hall of Fame, says, "Hi, Clay. Wanted to remind all the members to talk to your friends. Maybe we can get some more memberships for Clay. Too bad they lost tonight." Thank you, Carol. Thank you for your support. You single-handedly, I think, have given me 40 or 50 memberships in the past week. So let's give some love to Carol as always. I appreciate you being here. And I appreciate everyone being here. Okay, so let's get to tonight's game. I'll put the stats up real quick, and we can talk about, or I'll walk you guys through a couple things, and then would love to hear your feedback as well. So you look at the games. Let's go through the goals real quickly. Andrei Kuzmenko starts it off 5 minutes into the game. Beautiful three-way passing play. Pettersson, Bovillier, and Kuzmenko. One thing I've noticed about the Canucks recently, when they score their goals, generally their goals are really nice. They can go to the net. They can get kind of mucky-muck goals. But tonight, once again, it was a really, really good three-way passing play with Kuzmenko scoring his 34th to start it off. Then Travis Boyd, former Canuck, his first goal of the game. He had 2. And in this one, it was a Tyler Myers. You're going to hear this name a few times. Tyler Myers giveaway up the middle, goes off another Arizona player right to Boyd. 30 seconds left. He puts it past Demko. 1-1 going into the first intermission. Well, I think I missed another membership gift by Carol. How did that not pop up on my screen? I see. So Carol gifted another 5 membership. So I want to acknowledge that first. Thank you, Carol, for gifting those 5 memberships. You are amazing. And it goes to John, Harry, who was joking earlier that his membership ran out. So there you go, Harry. You don't have to pay. Brody, Drew, and G Tor. So once again, thank you, Carol, for your amazing, amazing generosity. Let's give Carol some love in the chat for sure. Then in the second period, and rightfully that Justin said that a period that Arizona dominated, only one goal is a power play goal by Travis Boyd. And this one, if you watch the replay, I don't know why Tyler Myers chased a guy out of the corner all the way to the blue line. He should have kind of stopped, realized that he's the defenseman, saw that PD was up there. Instead, you had Myers and PD trapped up top. Well, not even trapped, just up top. Myers was on trap. PD was playing his position. And then it left for an odd man opportunity. Of course, it's an odd man opportunity on the power play, but a really easy opportunity for Arizona. And Travis Boyd doesn't have to get it across to his line mate. Instead, he kind of pump fakes it. I don't know if it slipped or if he did this on purpose, but it goes through Demko's legs. Then in the third period, Lawson Krause, Tyler Myers was on the ice again for this one, although it was a power play goal. So also power play goal. And this one wasn't really his fault, although it was on his side of the ice. So Lawson Krause scores, puts it up high on Demko. And then PD, another beautiful three. No, this one wasn't a 3-way passing play, but it was some great work with Garland, Beauvillier, and Pettersson hemming the Arizona Coyotes in their own zone. Then the puck tries to get to the blue line. Garland stops it. A nice touch pass to Beauvillier. Cross seam pass to Pettersson. He waits, he's patient, and then rips his patented wrist shot past the goalie. I made it this far before I had to say his name, and I even was practicing it. It's Prosetov, right? Not Prosetov. Prosetov. Does that sound right? Anyways, I know all the announcers usually call him Ivan. So PD rips it past Ivan to make it 3-2 with 8 minutes left, but the Canucks can't get any closer. I want to recognize Andreas' donation, then I'll say something about the last couple of minutes. So let's give some love to Andreas. Thank you. $2 donation from Andreas. I appreciate you. Let's give Andreas some love in the chat. Now, the Canucks pulled their goalie with about 2.5 minutes left, and they hemmed the Coyotes in. Not a lot of good chances, but Tyler Myers, he was frustratingly on the ice for the first minute and 10 seconds of that extra man attacker. There are many times where Quinn Hughes had the puck, JT Miller had the puck, Kuzmenko had the puck, and Myers, yes, I know it's a long change, but Myers could have raced to the bench and got PD out there, so you have Hughes and 5 forwards, but Myers stayed on the ice. He was even on the right side, so he's at least on the closer side, but he stayed on the ice, and PD did not get on the ice until Arizona iced it with a minute left. So I would have loved, I don't know, the bench was screaming for Myers to come back. I know I was screaming at Myers through the TV, and I would have loved for him to simply get to the bench and let PD come on, because I don't know about you, but I'd much rather have PD on the ice than Myers, especially with the goalie pulled. You look at the stats, Canucks outshot the Coyotes 31-27, got beaten the faceoff. But here's the biggest story of the night. Special teams, kind of like the Canucks of old from the start of the season. They go 0 for 5 on their power play, and they 2 for 3 Arizona goes on their power play. So that was the biggest difference. The Arizona Coyotes were gifting the Canucks the game. They took 20 minutes in penalties. So I think there's a major in there, or is that all minor penalties? If that's the case, well, yeah, because Zach Cassian had his 12. But yeah, a lot of minor penalties, and the Canucks could have capitalized on one or more of those hits. 25-19 blocks, 15-14. And then you look at the Canucks themselves. Pettersson has 2 points. Beauvillier has 2 points. Kuzmenko has a point. Garland has a point. That's it. Just 4 forwards get a point. No defensemen get a point. And then when you look at some other stats that stand out, Pettersson had 5 shots on goal. No one had more than 2 hits on the back end. You had Burrows and Juleson each with 3. I like the way they play. And I guess the biggest one to me, Tyler Myers is only a -1 because 2 of the goals, Arizona goals, were on a power play. Then he was on the ice for the only even strength Arizona goal. Not on the ice when the Canucks scored their goals. And that's why he was a -1. But then I certainly think that the second goal of the game, the first power play goal for Arizona, was one that Myers also made a mistake on. Also tonight, you notice we had friends over for dinner, and I was saying to them that really I was trying to explain to them why they're in Mullet Arena and why it's such a small, why it looks so weird, the camera angle so weird. Yeah, because that arena only holds 4,600 people. That's basically 4 times fewer than what Rogers Arena can hold. So it just looks small. It looked like a Langley Event Center, which no offense to Langley Event Center, but it's not an NHL arena. So that, and I don't think it was full tonight either. And a lot of Canucks fans in attendance, but they saw an Arizona Coyotes win. And I will say this, Arizona, they're a hardworking team. They really are. They're a hardworking team. And I give them full credit for tonight's win. I wouldn't say the Canucks were tired or anything like that. I just think Arizona was the better team tonight. It showed up in a lot of the stats, especially on special teams. So that's that. I'll talk about let's talk about the implications are in the standings. So a lot of games tonight in the NHL, and we're looking at the bottom 9. We're looking at the bottom 9 teams. Ottawa's one of them, so they lost. That, by the way, crazy goal if you saw that. The goalie thought it was an icing call, and then so did Ottawa, and then they all just kind of sat there, and then it was Lars Eller that comes and pokes the puck behind him. It was kind of funny. So Ottawa loses, Montreal loses. We're only cared to worry about the bottom 9. Chicago wins. Arizona beats the Canucks, as we know. Blue Jackets lose. Sharks lose in overtime, so they get a point. So 7 of the 9 teams played tonight that are in the bottom 9. Only Philly and Anaheim didn't, and this is what it means for the standings. So we have the bottom 4 teams, still Columbus at the bottom, San Jose, Anaheim, Chicago. So the 2 C's and the 2 California teams, as I like to say. Then this next batch, you got Philly, Montreal, Arizona, Vancouver, St. Louis. So Vancouver, St. Louis, and Arizona are all tied with 63 points. Arizona's played the most games, so they're at the bottom of those 3 teams. And then St. Louis has a tiebreaker over Vancouver. So right now, Vancouver sits in 25th, and that's 8th worst overall. I do think, as I said many times before, that they'll finish between 8th and 9th place. Jaden is in here. Thanks for watching, Jaden. I did not do a daily video today. Got busy at work. Didn't do a game preview, but I told Stephanie by hook or by crook, I was going to greet you. So Jaden, happy birthday. Let's give Jaden some love in the chat. He is here. And yes, happy 21st birthday, Jaden. A couple things I want to talk about real quick before I turn it over to you. Number 1 is Aiden McDonough skated with the team today. So it was only his first practice with the team. Obviously, he wasn't going to get into the lineup tonight, but I'd say he was saying the right things. You can tell he's a smart guy, not just because he finished college, but he seems like a smart, mature guy. And we've been talking about him a lot on this channel in the past week. And he mentioned that the biggest adjustment for him is going to be simply the size and the speed of NHL players. And that makes a lot of sense, especially compared to AHL players or college players. This is the best league in the world. So yes, the size and the speed is what stood out to Aiden McDonough. But he seems like the type that's not going to get intimidated. He seems like the type that's going to just go all out and try and make a really good impression. And really what he does in the last 15 games of the season is going to set the stage for a training camp, a summer training, hopefully a strong training camp for him. And he'll be pressing for sure to carve out a spot on this team next year. So again, he practiced today. Looking forward to seeing what he can do once he gets in the lineup. And here's the other thing. With the Canucks 5-game winning streak ending now, a lot of times you don't mess with the winning lineup. Sure, you can switch the goalie, so one goalie isn't playing 20 straight games. But the Canucks had gone with the same forward group, the same 12 forwards, the same 6 defensemen for the last 5 games. Usually with a loss, and especially with a back-to-back coming up this Saturday and Sunday, we could see a couple lineup changes. I'm thinking maybe McDonough gets into one of these games in the weekend. Maybe Studnicka gets back in. Then on the blue line, you don't have any healthy options that are with the team right now, unless they call up another player like a Jack Rathbone or something. So maybe on the blue line until Hronek's ready, maybe this is our blue line right now. And they had been playing well, like I said, the last 5 games until tonight. And even tonight, they weren't brutal, but because 2 of the 3 Arizona goals were power play goals. But I think Tyler Myers, who we got to give him credit. If he plays bad, we'll say he plays bad, like tonight. But when he plays well, we should also honor that. And I thought he'd been pretty unremarkable, but pretty good over the Canucks' last 5 games during the winning streak. But tonight, I think he was making a few errors that at least really, really stood out for us tonight. Let's go. Donation from Jason. Give some love to Jason Costa. $7 donation. I was saying John 3:16, a very popular Bible quote. And then March, he meant to say March 16, which would be 3:16 as well. So I love the tie-in. Thank you, Jason, for being here. And thank you for the generous donation. Aside from that, I want to throw to you. So maybe I'll do my mid-show sponsor read now. Hold on to your comments and questions because there's only 55 of you in here tonight, or 60 now. I should be able to get to a lot of your comments. So don't enter them. Well, you can enter them now, but I probably won't get to them until I finish. So hold on to your comments. I know Fangirl likes to type it up and be ready to go as soon as I say go. But give me a sec for sure. Shout out to my sponsors, Van City Experts Real Estate. Got to meet Jason for a nice lunch and walk today. And I think I saw Jason in the stream. So hello, Jason. And nice to see you. And thank you for your sponsorship as always. So contact Jason Lim and his team for all of your real estate needs. That's Van City Experts Real Estate. Thank you to my secondary sponsor, Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. You can sign up for a free 21-day weight loss challenge using the link ptformweightloss.com/CanuckClay right there. And Coach Patrick will contact you. Had a really good workout this morning at 7 a.m. It was leg day. And then I went for a walk with Jason at lunch. So it was a pretty sore, but in a good way. And we'll see what happens tomorrow morning for me. So thank you to Perform and Transform Personal Training Weight Loss. Thank you to Gassy Jack Art, maker of this fine artwork. Thank you to Monkey 9 Brewing, my eternal sponsor. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay. And with your next purchase of Vessi shoes, get a free pair of socks valued at $15 to $20. Once again, my mid-show reminder to you to subscribe, like the video, leave a donation like some people have, gift memberships like Carol has, and of course, most importantly, like subscribe, like, and get active in the comment section. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. And now everyone's telling me we got never skip leg day, says Sky. Jaskrin has leg day tomorrow, which sounds good. And now I'm ready for all of your questions and comments for the next 15 or 20 minutes. Once again, thanks to everyone for being here. Peter says, first of all, Team Tank is alive again. I don't know for how long. Cheers for another loss Saturday. Okay. Fango, if you had to put all your subscribers in an arena to watch a game, would you pick Mullet Arena where you can fill the arena twice? Well, technically I could. I see what you're saying. All my subscribers, not members, or Rogers Arena where you can have seats for your family and friends. No, we'd watch a game at Rogers. We'd be loud enough. All the subscribers, we'd be loud enough to make it loud in there. So I'm going with Rogers Arena. You are the inspiration. Are you sure it's of this emoji, Jasper? Because there's a couple other emojis I think that you could be the inspiration for. What changes since Talkit came in do you think are relevant and important? Structure, not getting hemmed in defensively. What change? I was going to say better penalty kill, but it wasn't tonight. What changes do you think are just the new coach boost and not necessarily important for next year? I think I've said this. I like the boost under Talkit more than the Boudreau boost or Boudreau bump, because I think the Boudreau bump was based on really good goaltending from Demko and kind of some fluky wins. Whereas this one, I see more structure, more discipline. So those are things that they can build on for sure. I think maybe some of the blips in individual production are very hard to predict. Like Brock Besser was doing awesome, and we were raving about him last night, and then today he wasn't very noticeable at all. Alan uses his membership message, and remember, I can't show them for some reason on StreamYard. It says, hypothetically, how would you feel if Arizona won the cup with Bedard before the Canucks won the cup? Oh, I'd feel crappy. If Arizona wins the cup before us, I'd be very upset. If any of these bottom teams win the cup before us, I'd be very upset. We'll get back to all the messages, but I want to honor Just Incredible first, the legend himself. Let's get some love to Justin. Glass shatters because he gave the 316 donation, Austin 316 for you wrestling fans. Happy 316 Pepsi chug in tribute. Yeah, maybe I'll have to do that after the stream, although I'm not really supposed to be drinking pop during Lent. So I just got my water here and that's what I'll stick to. Thank you, Justin, for the donation. Let's give some love to Justin in the comments for sure. Thank you very much. Let's get back to your questions. Does Seeloff start Saturday night in LA? Demko's played 5 straight. Aiden McDonough first game. Fun fact: Adam Gaudette's first NHL goal was in LA. Also on a Saturday, a little NCAA connection. My gut feeling is that McDonough doesn't play Saturday. I think he's going to play Sunday. That's just my guess. For goaltender, no, I think if Delia is healthy, it's going to be Delia. I think you don't bring Seeloffs out of Abbotsford just for that because it wasn't Delia the backup tonight. But someone correct me if I'm wrong for sure. Hey, Clay, when was your favorite time live streaming? Was it when the Canucks went on the bubble run? Sonny, that was pretty exciting because it was when I committed to going nightly. And yes, it was fun to talk about Canucks wins. I was telling my company that I had for dinner tonight, I'm so grateful that I got over 10,000 subscribers, but it was pretty slow this season, admittedly, except for the last month and a half, because the Canucks were doing all these transactions. I think if the Canucks are winning, well, it goes without saying, this channel will do a lot better. So I'm hoping for that to happen as early as next season. Will PD hit 100? I think he will, Jaskrin. We need a centerman. Yeah, we're probably 1 or 2 centers short, and especially in our lineup right now. Yeah, Zach, Arizona's been playing well the last little while. Hughes is pointless in the last 3 games. I noticed that. It's weird seeing him not with no points. Rare or medium rare, Rosario, except for the time that I got steak stuck in my throat, but that'll be for another stream. Pretty scary, actually. Got the Heimlich maneuver done to me, and then had to go to the hospital to get it taken out. Actually, they pushed it down my throat. It was very scary. If the Canucks change their goals on a WWE wrestler team, whose team would you choose? Shinsuke Nakamura's is a good one. I think for pure excitement, though, yeah, even like Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, they take a while to get going. You need a song that gets people hyped pretty quickly. Maybe Sami Zayn's. Dun, 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 maybe that one, something like that. Bovilli is showing how underrated he is, or do you think he's playing with PD? I think it's a combination of both. You can't separate it. He is a good player, maybe getting more opportunity than he did in New York, and he's playing with our best player. Aturatu is probably our best center prospect, and I wonder if they're hoping that he can make the jump already next season. When fully healthy, and if nothing else changes, I would go Hughes, Bear. I would go Oyel Hronik, and I would go Dermot Myers if we were completely healthy, with Wolanin as my number 7. That's what I would do. What do you think is going to happen at the end of the year? Please tell me how many years PD has a contract. PD only has 1 more year after this year, but after it ends, Carol, he's still a restricted free agent, meaning we own all the rights. So we can sign him for another 8 years after that contract, and we can start doing that this summer. Talkett's facial expression. I did not see it, Fangirl. I was not watching the game close enough because we had company over. If Arizona is successful in building their new arena, do you envision a scenario where Austin Matthews goes to the Coyotes as UFA? You know, a lot of people have mentioned that. My gut feeling is no, but if they land a really good draft pick this year somehow and start to build their team, definitely not going to rule that out for sure. Are we ever going to see the Lotto line together again, or do you think that line will be used for late game situations? Yeah, it's funny how, I think only if you're down a goal, because the way, if they're loading up Miller at center, then if you do that on a regular basis, then you don't really have any other good centers. So no, I think only when they need a goal for sure. Why does the goal horn sound like the Oilers? Do you mean the one that I use here? I don't know. Lucas made it for me. I hope we can give Justin hell yeah, like a Steve Austin. Not really my language. I hope we can get Leo Carlson. Yeah, he's good. He's going to be one of the top 5 for sure. Yes, I heard about the Montreal, Florida 9-5. I wanted Florida to pull Bobrovsky when it was 5-3 and have them get the win with a 0% save percentage. He led in his first 3 goals. I didn't know that. Wow. First 3 shots. Well, Hughes ever hit 100. I don't think he'll hit 100, but I think if he can hit 65 to 70 regularly, at least, I think that's pretty good. If Toronto offered Matthews for Pettersson 1-for-1 and work under the cap, would you say yes? I saw people making the same debate with Stutz recently. Matthews for Petey, I would honestly have to think about it. You know, I know obviously Matthews is older, cap hits a bit bigger. So I think if they were the exact same age, then I do that trade. Given what we think Petey can be and contract situation, I'm not sure. I don't think I make that trade. Is Lekaramaki a centerman? No, he's a winger. Why do you think we outscored Dallas and have that sequence passing power play goal but fail to produce? Are we trying to lose these games? No, GM. Patrick Alvin, you should know this as the GM. It's not, you can't just impose your will on the other team. I think we got to remember that there's always 2 teams out there. Dallas was tired. Arizona seemed really fresh tonight. If only the Habs didn't get the 5th goal. Burn it down. Yeah, but it does take a while to get going. Sami Zayn from Montreal, of course. Who do you think would win a draft lottery out of these 5 teams? Well, given the odds right now, the Blue Jackets have the inside edge. Are there a lot of Kings and Ducks fans? No. I think there's more Canucks fans in California than there are California fans in Vancouver. Ratu and Kratzov are probably up and coming new prospects. Yep. Matthews will be washed up by the time he signs in Arizona, just like when Connor Bedard is 35 and signed with the Canucks. I'll still take it. Matthew, my coworker, just dropping in to use his special emojis. Love it, Matthew. Thank you for being here. And Matthew, Matthew, if you're still here, the audio extractor came, so I will test it in the morning and I'll let you know how it goes. And for the 63 other people in here, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. If we add the possible points the bottom teams will get, if we lose to them in the remaining season, how close would they be if you add it to their point total now in the standings? If we add the possible points the bottom teams would get if we lose to them. By only playing them, if you're only talking about their wins against us, then they only move up 2 more points. They close the gap by 2. So it's kind of a tough question to answer because you can say you can build any case you want, hypothetically, for sure. Sticking with current playoff, I do like 1 to 8, but I do understand why they are doing what they're doing, and that is to build divisional rivalry. Yes, 7-3 after the first. In 93, the Penguins went 17-0, the longest winning streak in NHL history. Rick Tocchet was on that team. Yeah, he was a good player. What do you think if we went on a major winning streak and ended up picking 27th to 28th overall and getting a player like Nick Lardis? I don't know who Nick Lardis is, and no, we can't get that high, Rob. The highest we can get to is 17th this year. Yes, Jastrin GM. I don't know why Patrick Alvini is asking questions either. Bret Hart theme. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's not bad. Demko to the minors, scratching Pettersson Hughes and putting Hronek on center. Nope, I think that's a bad idea. Can you imagine if we got 2 top 5 first-round picks? It would be amazing. It'd be amazing, but we probably won't even get 1. Thoughts on the NHL sticking with the current? Oh, I just mentioned that. It's fine. I prefer 1 to 8, but I'm not upset about the current one. It's funny that most people might not know, but Tyler Myers has won a Calder Trophy before. Did he actually win it? Wow. Thoughts on McDavid and Draisaitl? 57 goals, 131 points in 69 games for Connor. So 131 and then 100. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Draisaitl is very good. It's not just because McDavid, it certainly helps, but Draisaitl is very good as well. Clay, you really intrigued me by the idea of buying out. Well, it's not my idea. A lot of people are talking about it, but yeah, the cap hit isn't that bad, especially to start off. No problem, Peter. Who wins the cup first, McDavid, Matthews, or Bedard? If I had to pick any of those guys, it'd be Matthews. I think Toronto has a better chance than Edmonton, quite frankly. If the NHL wants us to have a rivalry with our division, why do we have to wait this long to play in Arizona, LA, and the Ducks? Yeah, it's weird. We played all the Calgary, Edmonton games at the start. Not Calgary. Sorry, Calgary and Edmonton played against each other at the start, and then no games now. Yeah, the scheduling is kind of weird. I think the Canucks don't really have any major rivalries going, given that they're not highly successful. Do I think Alvin will make some moves to trade up at the draft? Well, let's see what happens in the draft lottery. But I could see to me, it sounds like they're going to try every avenue for sure. If the Canucks draft in the 8 to 10 range, how likely would it be that they take a defenseman? I'd say that's a possibility, Darren, for sure. If they're top 5, you're taking a forward for sure. Top 6, 7, but 8 to 10, you might get the best D-man that's out there. If you could snap your fingers and change one NHL rule, what would it be? You know, not just because it's kind of like the taboo thing to say right now, or the trendy thing to say, not taboo, but I would change the penalty structure for when a guy lays someone out with a clean hit, and then another guy from the other team comes and fights them, and they get the same penalties. Give the instigator a true instigator, or give the guy who did the clean hit but now has to fight somehow a lesser penalty. I don't know if that would fly though. Sky Bettman doesn't give it to us. We have to win it in the lottery. Kuzmenko tied with Pavel Bure's Canucks rookie goal record. Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, so we got both the GM and the coach in here. Amazing stuff. No other live stream has the GM and the coach in there. At this rate, the Canucks are going to trade their first rounder. Apparently, Atlanta, Quebec City, and Houston are interested in expansion. They want to keep things even, add 4 new teams. Yeah, I heard from the GM meetings that for sure that they aren't, Bettman is not interested in expansion right now. Imagine Bedard, we this hyped and he becomes a Patrick Stefan 2.0. I'd be so proud if we can't get him in that outcomes. Yeah, but I kind of want to see him succeed because he's a local boy. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, Samantha's Clay's alter ego. One is positive and the other is not so much. Yeah, I didn't get to watch Game Over tonight. I have all the respect in the world for Sam. I've never met her in person, actually. We just interact a lot. And yeah, we definitely have different viewpoints for sure. She's quite, she's not negative. She's more realistic. She's definitely very sarcastic. And she's never afraid to pick a fight on Twitter. Tyler Myers won the Calder back in 09-10. Thank you. What's up? VXWYZ. No, VXWXZ. I'm just going to call you Alphabet. I disagree with Bettman about playoff format. That's fair. That's fair. Alphabet, where are you coming from? You're saying good morning. So where are you watching from? I think I'd probably change the point structure. A win 3, overtime winner, shootout win 2, overtime loss, shootout loss 1, and loss 0. And yes, you have more teams going for a win for sure. If you would be owner of the Canucks, what are the things you would change, whether it's revenue or changing the seats? Seats, I don't care about. I don't know why people are so focused on the seats. I would, gosh, it's easy for me to say this because it's not my money, or I guess if I was the owner, it would be my money. I would somehow reduce prices of concession. I would implore the team. If money was no object, I would utilize a couple buyouts and really, really restructure this team a little bit. I think in-game presentation is pretty good, actually. Richard Dory made a TikTok of some NHL owner hiring a GM in a similar situation in Vancouver. We don't use the rebuild and I hired you so you get yelled at. Yeah, I saw it, and I didn't think it was that good, actually. And I have nothing against Richard Dory. I actually didn't think it was that funny. The premise was okay, and I'm not just saying this because I'm defensive, a Canucks fan, but I just thought the TikTok wasn't that good. The quality wasn't good. The framing wasn't good. And yeah, it was sarcastic and it's fine, but I didn't smile once. Like it wasn't entertaining. And I'm not on TikTok, and maybe some people say the exact same thing about me, that I don't bring smiles and I'm not entertaining, but I wasn't entertained by that particular TikTok. Should Alvin fire me? No, you're doing great, Rick. I doubt today's economy will be able to support expansion. Got to wait until things are more normal. That's a good point. If we had waited till offseason to negotiate an extension with Kuzmenko, what would you think is yearly cap it if he got 40 to 50? Under. No, I don't think he gets 8, even though he had a good year, Justin. I think because people will still, like GMs and even our team, wouldn't we be so sure if this was a one-off? You probably want to see it a bit more. But yeah, it definitely gets over 6, closer to 7, maybe not 8. So the current deal does indeed look good. I watched a video. Apparently the current format is no much different from the 1 to 8. Yeah, I'd have to really think that through, although obviously less emphasis on divisional. We should make the seats of Roger Arenas blue. It matches our colors. Okay. Who is closer to Stanley Cup, Vancouver, Montreal? Oh, Montreal's got a lot of good young prospects, but do they have strong goaltending? Not tonight, obviously. I'd say Vancouver, actually. Vancouver, because I think Vancouver's core players are a bit better. Dream Rink. So I've watched a game in Vegas. I would love to watch one in Toronto, Montreal, Nashville, or Madison Square Garden. One of those four. Drake is coming to Rogers Arena. Tickets already sold out. Although I have access to a pair in a suite if anyone really wants them. Could you see a big contract like OEL, Miller, Garland not on this team next season, either by buyout or trade? Yep. I could see any of those happening. I don't think it's likely, but I could see it happening, if that makes sense. The OEL buyout is the one that does intrigue me. Yeah, I've been saying that PD's going to get 11 million, 10.5 to 11. Do you think Canucks could do a better job of scouting BC-born players? Yeah, Darren, I don't believe in that. I don't think you play any harder, any better at that level if you play for your home team, just because everyone's so good. But it is quite fascinating how they seem to be averse to picking guys that play, that are from here, that play in the even in the WHL. Kuzmenko hitting 40, I say yes. I like Pettersson, but can we afford PD? Yes, we can, Shannon, because he's got to be the priority. You make other moves to make sure that that can happen. Do I want Vancouver to play in a Winter Classic or Stadium Series? Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Although it's a moneymaker for the league. I remember how expensive the Heritage Classic, and that was an indoor game that I went to. I like how people still say Nick Suzuki is better than Pettersson. It's so hilarious. Such cash. Yeah, I don't think so. Blockbuster trade if you were to trade for the first overall pick. Okay, realistically, if we were to trade to get the first overall pick, we definitely have to throw in our first rounder, our second rounder, probably one of PDA Hughes and one of, it can't be a cumbersome contract. So maybe you're going 2 draft picks, a PD or a Hughes, and a Demko. Oh, gosh. That seems like a lot, doesn't it? Maybe that's too much. I don't know. It's hard to say because we don't know what Bedard's going to be, but we also know that he's going to be the best player since McDavid. Clay, are you serious about the suite? Yes, I have access to Drake tickets. If Paul, just email me at canuckclay@gmail.com and we can continue talking. canuckclay@gmail.com. Shoot me a message if you're serious, and I can also find out if the seats are still available. But I was aware that they were available earlier this week. Let me know. Miller has caught Horvat in points. Hi, Jack. Nice to see you. Welcome, Ben. Oh, Jay, don't want to be haunted by memories. Yeah, I'm a big boy. I think I can handle it. Would you rather have Vegas in-game presentation with the current Canucks atmosphere at games or Montreal's atmosphere, but Vancouver's in-game? Vegas in-game, it's fun, but it could be a little bit too much. And I think Vancouver's doing a pretty good job. So I'll take Vancouver's in-game with Montreal's atmosphere. Great question. Very creative. What's your opinion on the Horvat and Larkin extensions? They are quite expensive. I agree with you. Horvat is also goalless in the last 5. Yeah. I don't want to just make it a pure point-to-point comparison, but the Bovelli has turned out really good for us for sure. Canucks in-game entertainment is super dull and has been the same for many years. Time for change up. I think it was dull for a few years, and I do think they've improved it, but we haven't had like exciting crowds because they haven't had a really good team to cheer on. I think we get to pick 10. Yeah, that makes sense, Don Cherry, because of the easy schedule. I would not even consider trading for the first. That's fair, Jaskrin. Do you think rinks around the world should have rinks the same size as NHL rinks so that players from overseas have a better transition to NHL ice? No, not really, because that's kind of like one of the charms of playing overseas. It's an adjustment for sure, but the best players will still make that adjustment quite quickly. Cheapest Drake are $850. Oh, I did not know that. Would you trade Demko straight up for Shesterkin? Yes, I would. I like Ronell and Hannah's people, Rosero, but I agree with you. It's kind of boring and dull over the years. That's fair. Would I have a hot dog eating contest with me if you're the game with me? I would not do great. I think I would crush anyone here, including Rosie, in a sashimi eating contest. But hot dog contest, no, I think you'd smoke me. Justin's question almost made me pass out. I can't even think of that question properly. Which one is Justin's question? Oh yeah, about Montreal, Vegas, Vancouver. Do you think the Beauvillier can be a solid asset in the draft? Maybe we get back in the second round. Do you think Beauvillier can be a solid asset in the draft? Maybe like we get back in the second round. Don Cherry re-asked that. I'm not sure what you are asking. Bad Alphabet. Did you answer my question, Bad Alphabet, about where you are watching from? Because you said good morning. Maybe I missed it. I saw the Canucks play in Vegas in October of 2018. T-Mobile Arena is amazing. Playoff atmosphere for regular season games is a bit intimidating. Yeah, I've been to one game there. It wasn't a Vancouver. It was Minnesota and Vegas, and it was still very entertaining. Drake announced a second night, so big money coming in. I'd have a sushi eating contest with you, Clay. But Rosero, no matter who wins, I think by the end of it, we both feel sick, and that's not good. Oh, maybe we can get a second round pick for Anthony. Yeah, if he continues to play well, and if we find that we have too many kind of wingers in that same price range at the end of next season. I eat raw salmon every other day. Well, so do I, Ben. Okay, now it's on me versus you versus Rosie. Should be fun. Oh, and you're in Tawasin. So why'd you say good morning? So confused. Paul. Maybe he's trying to buy the Drake tickets. I'm just kidding. Paul with the donation. Thank you, Paul. $14 donation. Let's give some Paul some love. Let's give some Paul to love. Let's give some love to Paul in the chat. Thank you, Paul, for that. Hi, Clay. Can you do the Korean drama music and the Japanese speaking accent from a few days ago? Was okay, Kelly, just for you. Korean drama music. I think that I'm singing a different song this time, but it's like. And then the Japanese was just pretend you have to, and I'm kind of making fun, but I'm making fun of my own people. Pretend you have to go to the washroom and you say a bunch of Japanese car names. Honda, Mitsubishi, Toyota. Thank you. That was just for you. Is Bull worth keeping? I want him to trade at the deadline, but I like his chemistry with Petey. Let's see. Let's see how he does with a full season. Do you think Russian prospects should get English lessons? Seems like Pods, Kuzi, and Krasov. Nope, not at all. That's that happens. Just like if we were to go over there, our Russian would be horrible. So I don't think we want them to be good hockey players. We don't have to worry about them, how well they speak. That will come for sure. Yeah, I know. Alphabet called me my boy. Some love for Paul and Kelly like those impressions. Okay, on that note, I think I will end off. Got a bit of work to do before I have another early morning. So thank you, everyone. As you know, this weekend, I have both game over shows. So I have Saturday night after Canucks Kings. I have Sunday night after Canucks Ducks. So I hope you can join me for both. Still working on guests for both of those, but that'll be game over. Then my next stream will be on Sunday night. So double duty on Sunday night at game over, and then my own show. Thank you to my moderators. Didn't think you had to do too much today, which is a good thing. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Justin Credible, legendary Andrew Chang, for your support. Thank you to everyone that was here tonight watching, anyone who subscribed for the first time, anyone who became members. Thanks to the generosity of Carol. Carol donated 5 members tonight, which is awesome. Also used a membership message. We had Andreas donating, Jason donating, Alan using a membership message, Justin donating, and Paul donating. So thanks to all of you. I appreciate it. My boy, good night, playa. I love it. I love it. If I try and talk cool, I think I'd lose all my subscribers, but I will answer to people who can actually speak cool. So thank you, everyone. On your way out, make sure you subscribe, like the video, leave a donation, become a member, upgrade your membership if you haven't done any of those things. Also, if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Thank you, Van City Experts Real Estate. Thank you, Perform and Transform, Personal Training and Weight Loss. And thanks to all of you. Always appreciate you. Never take you for granted. So again, game over Saturday, game over Sunday on the Steve Dangle Podcast Network, and then my own show Sunday night at 10:30. I hope to see you then. All right. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. And earlier today, Gil came to me kind of sheepishly, and she said to me that she confessed that she actually broke my favorite lamp. And I told her that I don't think I'll be able to look at her in the same light ever again. God bless, and go Canucks go. Booyah.